Okay, great. Back to my cute animals. Winston, long-haired tuxedo cat, super cute little pink nose. Duke, he's a Carolina dog. And he's really cute. He's playing with a toy right now. I'm trying to play on my computer and I'm forgetting that's on my iPad. So I wanted to share a really fun quote with you guys. It's my favorite quote of all time. It's like what you do and then you will do your best. It's by Katherine Johnson. If you've ever watched the movie Hidden Figures, she's like the main lady they're talking about, but basically she was a Black woman mathematician that worked at NASA in Virginia, where I'm from. And she was just like a really big part of sending ships to the just like into space. I don't know if she was in the moon. That might have been a little earlier in her time, but she was just really great at NASA and she was a great mathematician. She just recently passed away, like I think like last year or 2 years ago. I think she's great. Here's another picture of Duke. Oh my god, just like so cute. That's my email. It's just mmblack@email.se.edu. I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours of your email. If you email me on the weekend, I'm probably gonna be a little slower to get back, just I'm doing things. I don't have office hours set right now. I'm seeing how this week flows and seeing where I can put my office hours in because I also have other meetings that I need to set up. And I want to make sure that I kind of want them, this class is late in the day, so I don't want them after this class, but maybe the like hour and a half before this class, we could schedule that out. No one ever comes to my office hours, so I want to make sure you guys are able to come because I get really lonely. They'll also be on the Zoom and they'll follow the Zoom link during those times. I'll send it out a big email and the syllabus will be updated when those are available. Oh, again, not doing the right thing. Okay, cool. So material, like what you need. Basically just like reading through the syllabus. Whoever these cool guys are wrote a book. It's really expensive. Please do not buy the hard copy. If you did, it's fine. Try to return it. You can find it on our homework platform called WebAssign. We'll get to that in a second. I've also already kind of emailed you about that. But there's also other places on the internet that you could find a PDF version for free 99 if you catch my feel. I'm not going to tell you where you can find them, but they are out there. You can email me and be like, is this the right book? So I'm doing the right problems on my homework. And I'll be like, looks pretty great. The most important part is the 2011 part. I have a hard copy. I'm currently using it to hold up my laptop as a laptop stand. That's how useful it is. Virtual copy is the best. You'll also need Blackboard. You are second semester freshman now, so or more. So I kind of expect you guys to be a little checking Blackboard for like homework and stuff, and just kind of being able to navigate it. WebAssign, we'll talk about WebAssign a little bit more. I've already sent out an email. You'll need to get that. There's kind of no way around that. More material. I have a YouTube where I'll upload these recorded lectures if you don't like the format that, whatchamacallit, my God, Blackboard gives when I upload videos. Also, YouTube gives you closed captions. So that's another place that you can watch recorded lectures. And if you're like me, a little ADHD, you need closed captions when you watch something, there's closed captions on those. Socrative. Let's actually do this right now. So Socrative is an app. Please don't make fun of my handwriting. I haven't written on this iPad in months. So basically, it's this fun little app. I don't want to show you my phone, but if you'd like look up a beauty guru moment, here we go. It looks like this. If you can see my tiny little screen, it's an app that we will be doing exit slips on. Exit slips are very important. They're 5% of your grade. Please download it now on your phones. If you have any issues, let me know. It's in the App Store. I have a Google phone, Android Life, I know, but it's there and it works. It's really easy to use. We'll do a test run today on Thursday, and then next week we'll start, I'll start like counting them for a grade. So don't worry about it this week. If it's like not working, we have time to fix it. I'm not going to grade you on the first day. It's pressure. And then especially since this class is 100% virtual, I do expect you to have internet, very much internet access. If internet does happen to go down or something happens, like terrible storm, I don't know, scary. I kind of also am assuming that your phones will have some type of LTE, and like email me at your soonest possibility that if you're like, internet's not working here, I can't get on the Web of Scientist at my homework by midnight, can I have it? Room name, we'll get to that end of class. I tell you that at the end of class. Really great question, Abby. Thank you. Sometimes I like miss the chat. What am I doing next? I'm out of breath. Let me grab my water. Hold on. Okay. Leo, what's next? Oh, web sign. There's a really cute picture of Winston in my apartment in Baltimore. Look at that little pillow that looks like him. Oh, so cute. So WebAssign is an online platform. I think I checked this morning, like 10 of you are already on there. Thank you. Yay. There is a whole PDF document of like following a link that you can go to. It has our class ID that you can sign up and work all through it. You can just basically sign up for a class following that stuff. Okay, he got his mouse stuck under the TV. So it's $60 to access just the homework part of the platform. Like you won't get access to the textbook. So that's like the minimum that you have to do. And I think just paying $60 for an entry level math class where like textbooks are sometimes $200 is not that bad. But if you're like, oh, $60, I don't have that already. There is a 2-week free trial where you can do that. And like get another paycheck in or something. I don't know. I don't know your financial life. But if you want to spend $40 extra, you'll get the virtual textbook. Again, the textbook is out there. But it's virtual there and it's also pretty cool. And it like flips. I don't know. I think it's cool. So that's an option. Okay. What you can expect from this class. These are lots of things that I've just copy and pasted from the syllabus that my friend wrote, and he uses lots of big words. So you're going to be able to recall mathematical terms related to linear, quadratic, and exponential and logarithmic functions, and you're going to know all those what those are. Please let me know if the mouse is getting really annoying in the back. He's literally been asleep all day, and now he wakes up. And you're going to be able to express these terms in correct context. You're going to be able to apply the methods of algebra to solve applications involving intercepts, rates of change, inequalities, and systems of equations, and interest and growth. Little finance in there, which is super fun. So you're going to be able to verbally interpret relationships and data given as graphs, tables, and equations. Is this increasing? This is decreasing here. It's 0 here. What does that mean? And the type of the function. Stuff like that, right? We're about halfway through the slides. Does anyone have any questions so far while you look at this other cute picture of Winston? Intermittent questions. Am I talking too fast? Because that's something I get a lot. I get so excited. I also have 35 here. Yay. So the textbook is mandatory. That's a really good question. I should have added that. You will have weekly homework assigned that you will need to get from the textbook. So if you and your friend want to like, let's say your friend also has WebAssign, the WebAssign that where it comes to the textbook and you're like, hey, can you send me the homework problems each week? That's another way to do it. Like I'll throw you a 20. But you do need it because it is going to, you're going to have to get problems from it. And it's also a great reference. So it doesn't just because of homework, it's great to have to like look back and stuff, right? That's a really great question. Our website homework. We'll get to that. There's another slide on it. But another great question. Okay, so what to expect from me? I will give you inspiring pep talks prior to every exam. Like the night before, exams, we will usually have a review, and then I will send you a long email about telling you how smart you guys are and how great you're going to do. So that's what you can expect from me. Also to facilitate a respectful classroom environment where you feel comfortable asking questions and sharing answers. So I don't want to make a classroom where you like know the answer or you're like a little uncertain and then you turn on your mic and you're like, I think it's 40. And then I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna do that. That's rude. I'd also be like fired from my job. So you're always gonna be able to ask questions. If you are, the cool thing about Zoom is if you're like just still a little like Zoom shy about turning on your mic or typing in a question, you can send a chat just to me. And I can see that it's sent just to me. So I won't be like, so-and-so asked this great question. I might like text you back later and say that was like great, but I won't like throw you out there if you don't want to. Present course material clearly. I think that's an expectation you should have for all your professors. And help overcome your math anxiety. I didn't get math anxiety until I came to grad school and had the worst panic attack of my life during an exam last semester. Oh my God, so anxious. I didn't understand it until I came to grad school. I get it. A lot of people have math anxiety. You guys are gonna get over it because you guys are super good at math. I could just feel the good math vibes in the Zoom. All right. You can also expect daily Dukes. So daily pictures of Duke in every class and maybe every other class, a fun picture of Winston. Most likely Duke because I hang out with him all day and Winston stays upstairs. This is Winston in my calc class last year when we had to go on Zoom, go online when I didn't have an iPad or know what Zoom was. And so I had to teach on a whiteboard and it was awful. Okay, what do I expect from you? Laying out my expectations. I expect you to participate in class. This is also from last semester. So when I was face to face with some of these things, kind of don't apply, but like it is a late afternoon class. Like it's around 5. Maybe I'm tired. I worked out today. I had other classes. I ran errands. I'm pooped, but like I'm not going to fall asleep in the middle of the class. So like don't fall asleep in the middle of class. Like pay attention. That's kind of a benefit of these lectures being recorded. If that does happen, I can't see you. If it does happen, but you can just go watch the recorded lectures that are posted immediately after class. What was I gonna say? And stuff. But also mostly just ask questions. Like if you're confused now, it's gonna be kind of harder to remember to ask me later. You'll just like might forget. I ask that you respect me and your classmates and all of their efforts. I don't want you to be like making fun of someone in the chat because they said something incorrectly. It's rude. No nasty behavior here. I also expect you guys to put in time and work to learn the material to the best of your ability, right? I understand there's certain limitations. There's only so many days in the, days in the week, hours in the day. So there's only so much time and effort you can put into it, but to the best of your ability. And I also just mostly want you guys to have fun. I think math is really fun. I wouldn't be getting a PhD in it if I didn't. And I really want you guys to laugh at my funny jokes, please. Because I think I'm funny. And my dog cannot laugh. I think he would laugh at my jokes. Okay, so now to like more serious things. I want to relax a little bit. Okay, there we go. Academic integrity. If you had someone, were friends with someone that was in my class last semester, you will know that I caught them cheating and I was not happy. I was disappointed, but I was not mad. I pulled that card. So it's not worth it, right? Like you're paying to be here. You aren't wasting my time. I'm getting paid. I'm fine. But you're going to be wasting your money, your time, and your efforts. So I'm pretty sure you guys all need to take another class after Math 111. I could be wrong. But imagine not wanting to try that hard, not wanting to produce work that is your own, cheating. And then you're going on to the calculus or some version of calculus next. Well, that's an even harder class. So good luck trying to learn basic college mathematics this class. and calculus on top of that. I never want to do that. That sounds difficult. So you're really only hurting yourself by doing that. What's not cheating is working with another student on your homework. Hey, do you want to meet on a little Zoom meeting and we can talk about homework problems together? Great. That's great. That's collaboration. Beautiful. Hey, can you send me your homework and I'll just copy down the answers in the work? Cheating, not fun. Don't like that. I have late and makeup policies. Your homework, we're not having quizzes in this class. Your only thing that's due to me weekly is homework. And it's going to be 10% off every week. Basically saying it's a day late, like whatever. Once it's a week late, so when you need to turn in the next homework, it comes a letter grade off that homework, which I think is very generous. So if it's not turned in by the exam where the sections are covered, so by like the homework that's going to be maybe due next Thursday, you need to turn that in by the day that exam 1 is in, because I need that. And I need you to know that before the exam, mostly to help you, right? There needs to be a strict deadline where I can't accept it any longer. Obviously this is, if there's extenuating circumstances, just talk to me. Like, we can chat, we can email. Exams are obviously online, and only can be made up in the cases of emergency. And you need to request a makeup exam. Like, you need to email me if there's like, hey, I know that, I don't know what events you might be going to. It's always a wedding. There's always a wedding. I'm going to a wedding, such and such date. I see on the calendar the exam is scheduled for that date. Can I take it early? It's always good to make up something earlier than later. And then we can talk about that and everything. All right. More policies. Cell phones and laptops. I expect you to have laptops, and I actually do expect you to have cell phones. That's what we do Socrative on. That's what your exit slips are on. If you have not done so already and downloaded Socrative student app, please do that. It's also a website if you do not have a smartphone. But like, kind of like, please don't keep your mics on. That's kind of what I mean by keep your phone silence. Like, I just like don't really want big distractions, right? Back to homework with others. I really need to like switch these in my slides. I think I say that at the first day of class. Every semester I show this. With homework, you guys are allowed to use your notes, your textbook. I'm the reason to have the textbook. Because that also works through examples that I don't, that you might find helpful. You're allowed to come to me. If you just want to hang out in office hours while you do homework, like, you don't have to talk to me. You can just have Zoom up, be working on your homework. Think of it as like math time, designated math homework doing time or study time. And then you could quickly be like, hey, I just did this with this problem. I'll ask you to like walk me through it, show me your work. And I'll be like, that sounds pretty great. And then you can just go on your way. You get help that way. And again, from your fellow classmates, right? Usually I would like for you, if you worked with someone on a problem, I worked with X, Y, and Z on this assignment. That's just a standard thing that comes in mathematics, in the world of mathematic academia. But I'm not gonna like chop your head off if you have the same answer as someone else, because like it's gonna be the same answer. I've kind of already talked about this, but copying and collaborating, 2 different things. Be very careful when you use the internet for homework. I know all of the math websites. I've been doing this. I don't even know how long I'm only 26, but he's whining. I've been around the block, right? I know, oh my God, I forgot I had homework. It's due in 6 hours. Let me just put it in on this website, and I want to give you ideas. I know, and I know to check those websites. So be careful, because that's cheating, right? Using extra websites to, again, you're not producing work that is your own. So it's can be good for understanding a general concept, right? Like Khan Academy, love that. Paul's calc notes, live by that guy. Those are great resources if you're like, I don't understand this concept of rate of change or something like that. But going there and just getting the solution and giving me a solution does not pass the vibe check for me. Yeah, okay, that's all I need to say about that. What's next? Ooh, assignments. Okay, on to homework. So homework is going to be due every Thursday at midnight. I used to do it by class time, and then that stressed a lot of people out, so midnight. You have 2 parts of your homework. Excuse me, oh my God, water. Half of it is on WebAssign. So homework's on 20 points. So part A is on WebAssign. Let me write that down. Oops. Okay, part A. That's on WebAssign. That's 10 points. And then you're gonna have it written, handwritten, so you can write on a piece of paper and then use any type of photo scan thing to scan that paper, or you could type it up, or if you have something like I have, like an iPad and tablet, if you're lucky enough, have one of these fancy schmancy things, you can turn it that way. And it'll usually be like 5 problems that are from the textbook. So there's similar problems that you'll see on WebAssign. So that's like usually like what I call part B for Blackboard. And I'm gonna be calling them part A and part B, because I think when I just called them homework 1 and 2, people were getting confused last semester. I know that sounds like a lot, but 5 written problems and then WebAssign problems, you guys get 100 chances to try the problem. So basically unlimited tries. And I believe that I have a practice homework up right now to play around with homeworks. I could be wrong though. It might go up on Friday. 2 of your lowest homework grades are dropped. So let's say exam 1 rolls around and you forget to get homework 3 to me in time. And so it's not even like 10% off. It's literally just a 0. It's fine. It's gonna go away. When you have 3 zeros, that's when you're in trouble, because only 2 of those get dropped and zeros really hurt your grade. I also will sometimes give you guys optional homework on sections that I think that we might need to do extra work, but I don't want to give you like like 100 problems to do. But like if you're studying for the exam, I'll just give you optional homework so that you just have more problems to work with. I don't know, I'm just trying to be helpful. You have 3 exams this semester. The sections that are covered on each exam are on the syllabus. If they change, the syllabus will be updated. Most likely they will not change though. I usually will change the exam date so that these sections are covered. I will move the exam rather than change the sections. It's just like too much trouble for me with these weird wellness holidays. The final is, I have to say this word, cumulative. Covers everything that we've covered in this class, right? It's on April 29th, which seems so far away, but it will come so fast. It says from 4 to 6, but most of our exams are going to be, not most of our exams, all of your exams, you have 24 hours to take it. I think the final I make 48 hours just because it is longer and you might have more exams going on. And I want to be accommodating to that. So 3 exams, those are going to be 24 hours. So you're going to be given, like, I'll send out practice exams so you'll understand the format when the time comes. But it's just basically going to be like if I were to give you a math exam face to face, but now I'm just giving it to you online. The problems, there's going to be a itsy bitsy more problems. There's like 7 problems usually in each exam. Like, but some problems like are the whole page. So, and multiple parts. So you get 24 hours to take it. So it'll be like that day, it'll open at midnight and then it's due by midnight, the next midnight. And your exam is, I give you 48 hours to complete that. So it's timed in the sense that you have 24 hours to take it, but it's not timed in the sense that you have 2 hours to do it within that 24 hours. Does that answer your question, Abby? Okay, great, cool. I think we have another picture of Duke. Oh my God, so cute. Oh, here, let me say his name. Come here, bub. So how your grade is going to be evaluated. Homework is 20%. You're doing a lot of it, so I want it to be a significant part of your grade. Exit slips are 5%. That's half a letter grade that you just get for showing up to class. I also have to take attendance. So exit slips are your attendance. So if you don't do them, you're not counted as attended. Yeah, so each exam is 20%. I didn't change this. This is also supposed to be 20%. And then your final, it's really long, it's difficult, it's hard. I made it 50%. So yeah. Ooh, can I say what again?
About the, like when you was talking about the timed finals, I mean the
Oh,
time exams.
yes. They're not timed, but you have 24 hours to take them, right? So I'm kind of like, you can say that's timed. I don't know how the word timed is kind of confusing, but you're just not going, there's not going to be like, once you open the PDF, you need to get it to me in 2 hours. It's not like that at all. You just have 20, it needs to, you have 24 hours that it is available. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Great question. And also we'll talk about the exam more. And I think once you guys see a practice exam in a few weeks, the stress of that will subside, hopefully. Isn't he just the cutest little pup ever? Oh, obsessed. Okay, grade breakdown. This is also listed on the syllabus. Basically, I honor that 0.5. So 89.5. Once you hit the 89 fours, I'm gonna look, did you do your exit slips? If there are test corrections, which we'll get to that when we need to, did you do test corrections? Like, did you put in the effort to get over that hump? Because that is up to my discretion. And I'm being very generous by giving 89.5 to an A and so on. They're giving that 0.5%. Tips for success. Watch all the lectures and take notes. If I talk fast, so to benefit you all, another thing you can do on YouTube is you can watch something on like 0.75 speed or 1.25 speed. You can like slow my voice down because I do talk fast, but also I make what's called skeleton notes. The first 2 sections are already posted on Blackboard. So if you want to print those out or do something with them, the skeleton notes are there and I like fill them in class. We'll like go through that in a second because we're going to move on after this. Okay, cool. That's also the benefit of online lectures. You can like rewatch and like pause and like kind of think about what I did, or like if I show an example problem, you can work it out and then see if I worked it out similarly, and which is really helpful when studying. Come to office hours. I go to like all my professors' office hours. I love going to office hours. My office hours are very lonely. No one ever shows up and I get sad. So put in the time. It says somewhere that's like suggested you put in 2 hours of studying for every 1 hour of lecture. So we have 3 hours of, or like what, 2.5 hours of lecture a week. So you should be putting in 5 hours of studying, which is including doing homework. You might not need all that. You don't have to spend 5 hours. I don't know, but it's just suggested. I don't know who suggests that. There's also this awesome thing called the Math Tutoring Center. I have hours in it. I don't know what they are now. The guy that runs it is a little slow doing things. It basically, if you like, I just type in Math Tutoring Center into Google, U of SC, and it pops up and there's like a Blackboard Collaborate link that it'll send you to, and it's different graduate students, and it's free tutoring. I used to charge people for me to tutor people. People would pay me like $20 an hour. Now it's free. Amazing. Oh, we have an SI in this class. I totally forgot to email them. Is the SI here? I need to email her. We'll talk about something else. Okay. I forgot to do that. Whoopsies. Anyways, and I will let you guys know what my MTC hours are. So I'll have like office hours and then I'll have MTC hours because I'll be in like 2 different places. So if you can't make it to my office hours, come to my MTC hours. That's another reason I'm waiting to figure out my office hours because I need to know when these are. And if you're just like, Kinsey, math is making me sad today, I'll like email you a pep talk. I'll send you a picture of Duke if you want to. And, or like whatever, I'll send you like a funny math meme. So like, I'm here for pep talks. We all need them. I'm gonna show the end of the slide. Does anyone have any questions? If not, we're gonna go on to notes. So do you wanna say hi? Up. Any questions? Or we're gonna go on to notes because we have like 45 minutes class. My office hours are online. My syllabus is, I think it has my office in there. Don't go there. You'll know my office mates. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Motherfucker. Oh yeah, everything's virtual. So my office hours will be exactly the same link that you guys clicked to get here today. So this Zoom classroom is also now my office in some hours. The link doesn't work if I'm not in here. So like, don't show up. I do get an email if you guys show up and I'm not here, and I will kick you out of my classroom. My YouTube channel, ooh, where was that? Zoom. Was it under materials? This slideshow is also posted on course content. There it is. It's mathing with Mackenzie. You need to spell Mackenzie right. So if you want to look back at this slideshow without all my little notes on it, it's already posted on Blackboard. Another quick thing, when you email me at this email, MNBlack, please spell my name correctly. I'm gonna go back up here. Whee! That is a capital K. I am very stingy about it. I do not have an A in my name. They didn't capitalize my K in my diploma from undergrad, and I sent it back. So if it's into the semester, if you're really on the edge of a grade and you email me and you spell my name wrong, I'm still gonna look at your grades fairly, but I will be pretty sad at the end of the semester if you can't spell my name. Please spell my name right. If you don't want to spell it, just Black. Super easy last name. The easiest last name. But that was my YouTube, Mathing with Mackenzie. Just give me a follow too. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, you can just do that? Amazing. Boop, 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 boop. Anybody? Just gonna move on to notes. Okay, great. Unless you're typing a really long question. Okay, well, if you still have a question, then we will talk about it. Oh no. We have a problem. I did not download our notes. Son of a gun. One second. We have like a little algebra review that I want to go over. Gosh darn it. This will take like 5 seconds. While I fumble around, make sure that you have downloaded Socrative. Download. Okay. Can I like pause share? Okay, great. There's Winston, everybody. Do not look at my files, please. Where is... Aha. I'm gonna create a new note. Boop, boop. Okay. And I do upload all of my notes. So, okay. Can you guys see that? Oh my God, you're being so rude. Yeah, you can just write down notes as we go. It's up to you, like what your like style is of note taking. There we go. This is what I wanted. There we go. Okay. So skeleton notes are like this outline. All of this is like on Blackboard. They'll always be uploaded. Most likely over the weekend for like the lectures that we're going to do, since I kind of already have them done from last semester. So, but if you just kind of want to write what's already written in your own note style, I'm not going to stop you. I don't care what your notes are, but it's helpful. Anyone's dog just like whine? Because mine does. Okay, cool. So this isn't a chapter in your book, 8.0. It's just a figment of the book's imagination that I've created, just so we can just do a little warm light syllabus week. We don't want to do like crazy math right now. Chapter A is in the back of the textbook. When you do your first homework, please don't email me and ask me where this chapter of the book is. I got so many emails. Oh my God, we have a boxer puppy in the neighborhood. His name is Oliver, and he's so cute. Duke and him are really good friends. So chapter A, B, and C are the first few chapters that we're going to go through. And they're in the back of the textbook. So if you like are looking and you're just like chapter 1, 2, and 3, and look like table of contents, just keep going. It's there. So don't freak out. It's in the back. Just want to kind of put everyone on the same playing field before we jazz it up. Okay, cool. So I need to, there we go. Wow, so many fun things. One second. Okay, so some pre-algebra, right? So let's talk about fractions first. Fractions are funky, in my opinion. When multiplying fractions, we want to multiply the numerator. Oh, I also like to use a lot of colors in my notes. So sometimes I might ask you guys randomly what your favorite color is. So when we multiply fractions, I want to multiply the numerators together and I want to multiply the denominators together. So like what I'm saying by that is if I asked you to do like 13 over 2 times 6, that's a 6. Just like so excited to write. I'm writing so bad. I'm going to do 13 times 6 and 2 divided by 7. So that's what I mean by multiplying the denominators together. Remember, the denominators are the bottom ones. D, so it's like the one that's down. And then the numerators together. And then I can quickly double check that in my handy dandy phone calculator because there's one of these that is not right. I don't know what 13 times 6 is on the top of my head. Well, 12 times 6, 60 plus 12, 72. Yeah, 78. That makes sense. Okay. So it's going to be 78, and then 2 times 7 is 14. And then I will ask you sometimes to simplify these. So does anyone know what this simplifies to? I think I get, where's my calculator? It's a clock. There it is. I think we can simplify this down to 39/7. Okay, you guys already said things in the chat. Thank you. I sometimes forget to look at the chat. I am trying to be better about it this semester. But yeah, 39/7. Great. Careful, don't type too fast, right? So dividing fractions, this is a fun story, maybe an embarrassing story. When I was a senior in college, I was in Calc 2. Like, was I? I wasn't in college yet. Like, hadn't been accepted into college. I don't think I'd taken my SAT yet. I did not know how to divide fractions. Yeah, I didn't know. I like missed that day in middle school when I learned, and I just really didn't learn until someone taught me in calculus. So when you're dividing fractions, you use what's called keep, change, flip. And that order is very important. If you have another fun way of remembering it, go you. This is what I use. So you're going to keep the first fraction. I think I spelled fraction wrong. Whatever, I'm a math major. You're going to change the division to multiplication. And then you are going to flip the second fraction. So what does that look like? If I give you 13/2 divided by, throw back that sign, 6/7, I'm going to keep the first fraction, which is 13/2. And then I'm going to change the division to multiplication. So it's a little dot. And then I'm going to flip the second fraction, my second fraction here being 6/7. So flip it, what's my denominator becomes my numerator, and so you just flip it over that little line. I don't know what that line is called. And I get 7/6, and stuff like that, right? And then you get, 7 times 13. Why did I choose these numbers? 7 times 13. Okay, 91/12. My gosh, you guys are so good at participating. This is gonna be a great semester. I can just feel it. Okay, cool. But as we also know that we don't always write this little division sign, right? Like how many times have you seen that? Me, never. We also see it sometimes like, oops, it was on my highlighter. If I have like 32, there we go, fourths, and then divided by 7/3. So I have like a fraction with fractions within it. Oh. I can keep, change, flip. Now first and second are top and bottom. So I'm going to keep 32/4 times, I'm going to change that division, which is like this bar right here, to a multiplication. And then I'm going to flip 7/3, which is going to give me 3/7. I think this one was, I like fill in these notes, and there's one of these numbers that is wrong. Okay, so this is going to give me 96/28. And I have 32 divided by 4s. Well, that's 8. So we can probably break this down. Don't really care about doing that right now. Right? So that's how you divide fractions. Some of you might be like, dumb, I know how to do this. I didn't know. So like in your age, I would have like been like a year prior knowing to this. It might have been like a good refresher. All right, adding and subtracting fractions are a little different than multiplying and dividing. Multiplication, the best thing to do. Dividing, keep, change, flip. For adding and subtracting, we need to get something first. I can't just add and subtract the numerator and denominator. I so wish I could. Does anyone know what I need to get before I can add and subtract fractions? Yay! I need a common denominator. Where's my notes? Hold on. Yeah, okay. A common Denominator. I'm really bad at spelling, as you guys have already seen, so I will sound out words. Let's do our favorite pairing of numbers, 13 over 2 plus 6 over 7. There are different ways to find a common denominator. Right, you just need a common denominator. You don't need the least or the greatest. Actually, the greatest wouldn't make sense. The least, you just need to pick one, right? Because then you can reduce your fraction from there. So what is a common denominator that I can choose for 3/2 and 6/7? 14. Everyone is so smart. So a fun way to do that is, okay, this has a 2. This is like really spilling the beans here. 13/2. I can't just, oopsies. To get 14, I can't just make that a 14 on the bottom. That's not going to be the same thing. What I'm going to do is multiply by what I call a fancy one. And you'll hear about this fancy one a lot. So I'm multiplying by 7 over 7. And that will give me on the bottom, when I make multiplication, I can just multiply across. And that 2 and 7 will give me 14. This is what I call a fancy one, because anything divided by itself is just 1 again. How many times does 7 go into 7? Once. It's a fancy one. And I can multiply anything by 1 because it'll be the same number. And then so for 6/7, I already have a 7, so I want to bring a 2 involved, because 2 times 7 is 14. So I'm going to get, oh my God, I did 13 times 7 again. Dang it. 91. That's what it was. Isn't that crazy that 91 is divisible by 13? How does that make you feel? So 13 times 7 is 91. 2 times 7 is 14. Oh my God. I'm dying. Plus 6 times 2. That's what I'm doing right here. So 6 times 2 is going to give me 12. Over, again, we know 7 times 2 is 14. Great. Now I have a common denominator. Basically, I have prepped and readied my fractions so I can smush them together and add them. Right? Because when things have common denominators, I can just write them like this. And that is, what is it, 103? Yeah. Over 14. Beautiful, right? Same thing works with subtraction. If I have 13 over 2 minus 6 over 7, I would do the same thing here. And that would give me 91 over 14 minus 12 over 14. So I'd still multiply the fancy one, even though there's some subtraction. Addition and subtraction most of the time work similar to each other. What am I thinking? And then I can combine the fractions. So I get 91 minus 12 over 14. And 2 gives me 89, which gives me 79. Yeah, 79 over 14. And I'm just kind of quickly going through these because I don't know what those simplify to. Okay, cool. How are we feeling about fractions? If we were in class, I would ask you to do thumbs up, thumbs down. I think you can throw thumbs up in the chat, or you can just say thumbs up. Or you tell me good. I think there's somewhere where you guys can like, oh, looks like someone gave me, I don't know who it was, but someone gave me 1 thumbs up. I don't know how you do that. Some emoji somewhere. Oh my God, cute. I can see you guys with your cute little thumbs ups. But if it's a thumbs down, and then sometimes thumbs in the middle, just say up, down, middle. We'll work on that. We have a whole semester together. All right, cool, great. Fancy one, beautiful. Parentheses and distribution. This is actually kind of really important because I do see this skipped a lot. And this is kind of, it's really important, right? Parentheses are just kind of like commas if you think about it. they are extremely important and they can change the meaning of an expression, right? So if I have like 2 times 3 plus 4, right? We don't always need like a little dot. We can just write it kind of next to with a parentheses. This is not the same as 2 times 3 plus 4. Those are two different things, not equal to. So those parentheses change it a lot. Okay, Ronald says to give a thumbs up, click on the reaction on the command menu on the bottom and then select the emoji. I don't think there's a thumbs down. What other emojis are there? Cute. Yeah, everyone try to make a thumbs up now. Oh, you guys are so good at participating. It's probably because it's the first day of class. Okay, we're 20 more minutes. Oh. Okay, cool. So when distributing over things outside the parentheses, so like this 2 is on the outside, it doesn't always have to be in front. Sometimes it's things behind it. You need to multiply. Where am I? When distributing, you distribute things outside the parentheses to everything on the inside. Everything, right? So here, the reason that this is not equal in this example up here, where's my pointer? There it is because I only multiplied it by the 3, not the 4. The 4 did not get multiplied by 2. Sad. So let's do a few examples. So 2x, 2 times the quantity x plus 3. So if you're kind of verbally telling me something, clap, gasp, heart, thumbs up, LOL, and party. Okay. None of those sound appropriate for thumbs down or thumbs in the middle. So we'll just say in the chat, thumbs up, thumbs middle, and thumbs down. Also, having an emoji system sounds like super, we're in college. It's not a kindergarten class. Oh yeah, so if you want to say something like that's in a set of parentheses, you can say the quantity x plus 3. And I'll know that it's 2 times the quantity, like that whole humongous thing, right? So I also like to draw these little lines. So I'm going to distribute the 2 to the x. So it'll give me 2x plus 2 times 3. And that'll simplify to 2x plus 6. Again, it doesn't have to be in front. It could be behind it. And usually when things are behind, we write a multiplication sign. And again, you can do it something similarly. And that's how we get there, right? The trouble that comes in with parentheses, you might be like, we can do this as like, duh, I can distribute parentheses. I know how to FOIL. Negative signs. Negative signs are so stinking tricky. You forget that a negative sign is actually, it's like a sneaky number. There's technically like a 1 right here, like a -1. So if I want to get rid of these parentheses in this example, so 2 minus x plus the quantity x plus 6, hang on, x plus 6, yes. I would do 2, I need to distribute this negative to each term. It's really easy to just kind of put it to the first term, and then a lot of people forget it to the second or the third, how many ever terms there are in there. So the negative goes to the x, so I have minus x, and then also minus 6. And then I can combine like terms, so negative x, and then 2 minus 6 will give me -4, because these are constants, and so I can smush them together. They are the same. Right, cool. So then, well, what if I don't have a negative? Well, I can either, to make life easier on us, it's great to distribute the negative with the 2 instead of doing it 1 at a time. Right, you want to save yourself some steps if you only have so much time to do something. So 3x, nothing happened to him. He's just going to chill there. I'm going to distribute this -2 and like zoom in a little bit, right? There we go. That -2 is going to go to the x, so I have minus 2x plus 2 times 4x. Why did I put a plus sign right there? Can someone tell me why there is, yeah, right, two negatives. When I multiply two negatives together, you can think of those two little lines coming together to make a plus sign. That's what I think of it of. That's what made me remember. Okay, cool. So that's why that positive sign is there. So this can be 3x minus 2x plus, oops, there's not supposed to be an x right here. I got so excited. Thank you. I got so excited with x's. So there's no x right there. Sorry, thank you for catching that. It means you're paying attention. I am never offended when something like that happens. Always grateful. Plus what, 8? And then we can combine like terms, and 3 minus 2 x will give me just x plus 8. Okay, aside from messing up and putting an x right there randomly, how are we vibing with parentheses? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumb sideways in the chat. Up, up, up.
You know how you said we were supposed to put the negative with the 2? Like, is it smart to put the negative with the 2, like for number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Will we do the same thing like for number 1? Like if the negative is behind the 2 or no?
So if the negative is behind the 2. So I think, so if you're saying, are you saying like if I had like 3x like plus 2 minus like something like that?
Yeah.
So that's where like when I'm saying something behind it multiplies, I was kind of talking on this aspect. If like a 2 is in the front and a 2 is behind, because now moving that negative right there doesn't look like a negative anymore, does it?
No.
Yeah, it looks like a subtraction sign. So that's where it kind of comes into being a little troublesome. Usually negatives are always going to be up front, because if it was behind, you'd do like times -1. It's like something like that. Since I can carry a negative along with 1. It's like a little ghost number. Does that clear it up? I thought you would distribute 3x to both. X and -4, then. Trying to understand what the wrong one said. Okay. As long as you read it wrong. Okay, great. Awesome. I'm glad that we are vibing. And I'm also glad that you guys are asking so many questions and participating so much. Keep it up. Because if I'm happy, I grade easier. What am I doing next? We have 15 minutes left. So, boop, boop. Let's talk about 8.2 for the next 10 minutes. And then the last 5 minutes of class, I usually like to handle the, whatchamacallit, what is it called? Socrative, which is the exit slips. Where's my pencil? There it is. If you have not already downloaded this app, please do. And then I will give you a room number and a teacher's question. We'll talk about it all in there in that time. Okay, cool. So this is actually in your textbook, chapter A, section 2, the number line and intervals. So the real number line can be represented in points on a line, right? So we call this the real number line. And I think we've all kind of had maybe some experience with this. Boop. And it has like, we usually put 0 right in the middle, like -10, 10, you have like 1 right here. And then like the line just like keeps going. So usually draw like, that's a line. If not, there's a line segment. But just because I don't draw those numbers on there doesn't mean they don't exist, right? So like right here, 5.5 is still there, right? -3.2 is somewhere right here. If I put my cursor anywhere on this line, I'm hitting a number. So what that means, and like what we can kind of take away from the number line is that it's dense. So what that means is no matter where I put my finger down on the line, there's a number there. If it wasn't, it would just be like disjoint segments, like boop, boop, boop. I wouldn't be able to put my finger there. So there's always a number that exists. It's why that 0.9 repeating is actually 1. We can talk about that separately if you have some anger about that statement. And there's a natural ordering of the numbers, right? We put negative numbers to the left and smaller numbers to the left, and positive numbers to the right and bigger numbers to the right. The number line is never ending, and so on, right? These are real numbers. Again, if you already have experience with other numbers, you know about imaginary numbers. We do not deal with imaginary numbers in this classroom. I only deal with what is real. I'm an applied mathematician. Imaginary numbers do not exist. So let's get some definitions out. Let's get through these definitions, and I think we will call it a day. I think we did a lot. So when I say that A is less than B, it implies a lot of things, right? Okay. We usually say this as A, and then this little caret thing. Yes, Socratic student. And A is less than B if, my notes are like hidden, B minus A is greater than 0. Yeah, because B minus A will, yeah, since B is bigger, yes, okay. Right, so that means that A is to the left of B on the number line. That's where kind of we were talking about the natural ordering of real numbers, right? When I was in elementary school, I have this really funny memory of like not knowing that that symbol specifically is for less than, and the other one is specifically for greater than. I was like, well, it just depends on the number, and then it wasn't. So we can also say that A is greater than B. So A is greater than B, and if you always forget which one it is, think of it as a crocodile mouth, and it's eating the bigger number. That is how I remember it. It's how I was taught in elementary school, and I will never forget it. And that's if B minus A is less than 0. So the smaller one minus the bigger one is smaller, is less than 0. So a negative number. And when we say something as less than 0. Note that it didn't say greater than or equal to, or less than equal to. There's no line under these guys, so those are different. I think we talk about those a little later. All right, so another thing, a little different. So a set is a collection of elements or objects. I'm not talking earth, wind, fire. I'm talking elements as like 1, 2, and 3, right? So the set containing 1, 2, 3, and 6 is denoted like this. I call these guys fancy brackets. I really don't know what they're called, or squiggly brackets. You write it 1, 2, 3, 6, and then in squiggly brackets. And that's how you write a set. Congratulations, you've written your first set. So proud of you. Squiggly brackets are sets. So if I just have one, sometimes I write them really fast, but they look like that. 1, 2. That's not like a point on a line or an interval. That's just 2 numbers. You can think of a set containing like, does denoted mean given? So denoted is just, so A less than B, and then denoted means like how I would write that down mathematically. So you can think of like A, that caret, B, I would physically say A less than B, and that's how I would write it down. So I'm giving you how to say it and then how to write it. I hope that makes sense. Math is just a language, and I'm here to be your language instructor. Okay, cool. Does that clear it up? Okay, you said, yay, thank you. Okay. There's lots of different ways that we can write sets though. So those are the sets of only those just finite elements. Finite being I can count them. That's another thing that I don't want to get into. So closed brackets, as you can see, like A, like right here. So if I have an interval like A, comma, B, something like that with those closed brackets, or like A, that other bracket we'll talk about instead. It means all of the numbers approaching A, including A. So if you're thinking on the number line, we'll draw like something like this. Those closed brackets, I want to include that point. Right, because we talked about the number line being dense. I can put my finger on the number line and there's always a number there. So I can put like something right next to that bracket that's included, but that bracket around A says if A is included or not. So you can think of like closed brackets. So there's like square brackets, like a brick. A brick is solid. The ends are solid. I know where that brick ends. Open brackets, you guys also might know them as parentheses, like these guys. So it had like A, B, sometimes also looks like how you would denote a point on a graph, or something like this, or like even like this guy up here. This denotes all numbers approaching A, not including A. And how I remember this is I think of the open brackets like a cloud. A cloud, it's like you're being in fog. Like you don't know where, there's not a definite end, right? It's kind of there, it's kind of not there. It's not including that number. And usually trying to draw them like this on a number line. So if A is right here, that open brackets right there, it's going to be A plus a super, super small number. That's going to be in there if A is the left endpoint like it is here. Does anyone have any questions on closed and open brackets?
For the closed brackets,
Mhm.
on the notes it says like it says denotes all numbers approaching A, including A. Does that mean like just A, or that's just like example for like another, like any number?
So yeah, for like any number, that's a really good question. So hold on. So like if I am doing like 3,6, that's going to give me on the number line 3, including 3, all the way up to including 6. So I can include 6 there.
Because it shows like the ending, like it's like closes it in basically, like this
Mhm.
number.
Like a fence. Yeah, it's like boxing them in if you want to think about it, because it's a boxy thing. So it's going to include them.
All right, thank you.
Of course, that's a really great question. Right, I've been doing this stuff so long that when I say it, it makes sense to me, but I don't know if it always makes sense to you guys. So I always appreciate all these questions and clarifications. So, okay, cool. So now we're at the point in class where we would do an exit slip. So remember, this is just a test one today. I'm gonna like look over them and make sure that you guys did it right. So you're gonna go on Socrative and it's gonna ask for, what is it, like a room number, room ID? Ooh. I need to find my like teacher version of Socrative. I moved it to be more convenient. Oh my gosh, it's not more convenient. Teacher. Oh God, now I have to log in. Crap. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. So our room code thing is my last name with all caps. So Black, and then 943, no spaces, nothing. You guys are all asking the room name. And then you're asked, I believe it's 3 questions. Did you understand the material today? Well, first of all, please do last name and then first name. It makes my life so much easier when I'm trying to put it into the grade book. And please let me know if that's, oh, I see you guys. Oh, yay. You can write like a I understood this. I didn't understand this. This is how today went. It's okay. We're learning. This is a learning week. And then it asks you, "Woo, what did we learn today?" So actually like know that you showed up. And then a teacher question, right? So I call those TQs, teacher question. It's the third question on there. Harrison's chat. I think when you download the app, Harrison, it should say like just room number. It'll like room name, and then you'll type in all caps black 943 no spaces, and then it'll pop up. So yeah, how did you feel about class today? What did we learn? And then a teacher question. So my teacher question to you is how do you feel about math? Like, what's your experience with math? Will it ask us the room name every time? Like, I will write down the room name. It will ask us every time. I wish it would save it for you. I don't know how to make you like an actual thing that logs in. That's kind of my beef with Socrative. But it'll ask you the room number every time, but I will give it to you every time. So once you are finished with the teacher question, you are like, don't have to be here anymore. You can like sign off. But I will be here for like until all of you leave. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can see I was confused about this. Can you scroll back? I'm fine with that. Duke already went on a walk, so he's fine. Oh my gosh, thanks guys. I'm so excited about the semester. Just gonna sit in my house and talk. I got super excited. You guys are so cute. The teacher question is, can you not see my board? It's like, how do you feel about math? So like, what, I don't like math because of so and so or such and such, or I kind of like math, or I'm feeling optimistic. Just like kind of like gauging how you guys are like feeling. Oh my god, no, thank you, Ronald. It's because I'm 26 and I'm probably like 20 years older than younger than all your professors. And I get to wake up at like 10 a.m. Harrison. Interesting, Harrison. So you downloaded, there's also, I think what might be good is go to Socrative student login. So like on your computer, you can look up Socrative, and then it's like student login, and student login is just the room name. So you should be able to do that on either on your phone or on your laptop. And you can, it'll follow the same as we are here. Let me make sure I'm spelling. So creative. Did it work? Okay. Yay. Okay, great. I'm so happy that it worked. Just gonna play on my phone until someone asks me a question. You guys are free to go unless you have any questions, and I'm just here to answer any questions. Thank you, Harrison. Okay, I'm going to close the meeting unless you have any questions.